white at the cost of all our asses being eradicated off the planet because you feel that your whiteness should be supreme over our blackness. And when you see the universe is giving this blackness everything necessary to flourish and sustain itself, and it's looking at your whiteness like you're not supposed to be here. Only thing I got for y'all asses is skin cancer. So what do you want to do? It's so stupid that the people who shouldn't be exposed to the sun is the ones that's cutting all the damn trees down. I just can't believe it. I just can't some of the shit I have to deal with made me be so depressed and filled with so much anxiety. You know? And then I see a lot of Caucasian people that are really smart and they're aware that what I'm saying is true. And then when I'm trying to talk to them about it, they can't even talk to me about it because they're so embarrassed and they feel guilty. And it's not about that, because listen, you as an individual, whether you're white or black, it's not going to be guilty for a global freaking destruction unless you see it happening and don't do anything about it. Now that makes you just as guilty as the perpetrator. So when people is trying to talk about that, don't get the feeling guilty and don't look at the person as if they're attacking you. See if there's a need for that to be addressed. And if there is a need for it to be addressed, address it. We can't keep living on this freaking earth watching these white men kill everything, and then they sitting up killing everything and hoarding everything just so they can have homosexual sex with each other.
Explodes. They are some uncircumcised dogs. I hope that they are castrated so that they do not have any more children.
So do I.
So that they do not produce that species anymore. When I speak like this, I speak of that stinking pen.
That's right. And he an essay too. Well, he probably not an essay, but what I'm saying is it makes me feel really good to see these people who have been targeted to be the muscle power for this guy waking up. Now look at this bastard. Okay, let me show you something. This is ridiculous. First of all, he got some dead cracker on the cross. Now let me show you something. This cross is really an X. Look at it. See that? I need you to see that. Okay, this cross is an X if you really look at it the right way. Then they got their Jesus up under the X that you see the X is over my head. This is how they fool you. They don't want you to see that it's X because there's Malcolm X, and this X always writes to us black people. Any way you look at it. Look at his hat. This SAR hat. Look at all the fire around his ass that should be around him. But as you can see, he has his hands up in adoration to the sun, like I always tell you about. Alright? Adoration to the sun. And then he has on the SAR hat. And it just so happens that right there is a little sun, and then that path that we see that the green light comes down to the earth. Okay, now look at the woman uterus right there. See it? Do you see it? That's what this is all about. Now look at the stick that rides right through there and comes down to earth. So he wants you to believe that he brought this cross to the earth. When they saw pictures of this light that I've showed you in my camera with the X and everything, and the spaceship behind, all this shit I'm showing you that everybody want to push under the rug for some reason, okay? All of this stuff is what's going to come and whoop that ass. All this stuff they talking about out there where whole cities get destroyed and they find one dumbass statue of Mary left, and then all of a sudden it's a miracle from God. If it's such a miracle from God, why did 100 buildings get tore up? And then that one stupid ass statue of Mary left there is for God to say, this is why I tore your shit up, because you're worshiping this stupid shit and you're not worshiping me. But you guys see it backwards. You don't see that that was left there to show you this is what caused the destruction. No, you see that one little thing that was left there as God saying, in the midst of all of the storm, the white Jesus is still here because look, I love Mary standing. Well, go ahead and hold on to that if you want to. But the truth of the matter is that the Spirit is saying to you, this bitch could not stop me from tearing all this other shit up. That's what it's saying. I hate to be the one to tell you that, but you white people are so dull. You look at all this bullshit, and then what do you say in the end? The Spirit left Mary. It tore up 150,000 houses because of Mary. And it showed you that. It said, you idiots. You keep worshiping this image of this bullshit whiteness, because that's all it is. Alright, and the only time they ever want to show you the woman as being in connection with God is when it's something like that happens. And when it's something like that happen, it's because the universe is saying to you, and if you is going to worship something white, it should be the woman. She's the one with the uterus, and she is not a pedophile. And by the cosmetics of her makeup will make her have a divine energy to perpetuate sustainment around the earth. And they knew that. That's the reason why they slapped the shit out of them and pushed them completely out of the picture. Because they know the heart of the woman. And they know for a fact, if left alone, she would not tolerate, well, some of them exceptionally will. You got the Queen and all them Canada say they all bringing up on charge and all that. Want me to tell you what's going on? They recognize that the SAR forces is here to kill all their asses. And now they trying to blow some smoke up my ass like, yeah, we know that we've been using religion and politics and everything else on the earth to kill you black people and the unsuspecting white people. So we're trying to change now. So you can see Canada, the whole government has been in that. Ain't nobody been locked up yet. It's just a whole bunch of more rhetoric, paperwork bullshit. All these people should be locked up by now with all of us having a way to view and be 100% sure that justice is going to be served on them. But you watch, they're going to blow smoke up our ass and have all these court cases way far away, probably in Siberia, where the only thing we're going to know is what we see on their TV, mediocrity. So it's going down. Tornadoes is going to be the final judge of everything. Tornadoes and fire. I'm tired of being broke. And I want to free myself and the rest of the oppressed people on this earth. So it's going down. Unless, of course, we get finances to support ourselves from the people who stole everything from us. You're going to give us some of the cake. It's just that simple. Or everything's going to blow the fuck away and burn up and drown and get buried in avalanches and earthquakes and sinkholes and you name it. I got a bunch of shit I could come up with. And I plan on utilizing everything I mentioned because we're not going to be impoverished for